Hello, in this video tutorial, I want to help you how to factor using the difference of squares. This is a very neat form to have and one that we want to be able to identify because we can apply the following formula. If you have a squared minus b squared, we can factor that into the product of a plus b and a minus b. So let's apply this with some examples. Example number 1, x squared minus 4. The key in executing this technique is to be able to identify perfect squares. Here, the 4 is a perfect square because there exists an integer that when you multiply it by itself, it gives you 4. And that integer is 2. So let's go ahead and rewrite this expression as x raised to the second power minus 2 raised to the second power. The reason I emphasize the parentheses here is so that we can apply the special formula or the special factorization. Whenever we have the form a squared minus b squared, we can rewrite this as the product of a plus b and a minus b. So I'm going to let x equal a and I'm going to let 2 equal b. And if we follow this outline with x squared and 2 squared, you can see that we can rewrite this as x plus 2 multiplied by x minus 2. And that would be the factorization for this binomial. Let's continue to practice with example number 2. Here we have x squared minus 25, and again, the key process is to be able to identify perfect squares. So the 25 can be rewritten as a perfect square because 5 multiplied by itself gives 25. Rewriting this, we get x squared minus 5 squared. Now we have the difference of squares form, meaning that we can apply this special factorization. Using it as an outline, we can see that x squared minus 5 squared will factor out into x plus 5 multiplied by x minus 5. Okay, let's amp up the difficulty just a bit with example number 3. Here, we're going to have 2x squared minus 8. Recall that in any factoring problem, the first thing that you should always try to do is to see if you have a greatest common factor between your terms. And in this case, we do. The 2 and the 8, we can factor out a 2. So we can rewrite this as 2 multiplied by, and to figure out what goes inside of the parentheses, we just divide our terms by whatever it is that we factored. So 2x squared divided by 2, that's going to leave us with an x squared. And then negative 8 divided by 2 will leave us with a negative 4. If we zoom in on the parentheses, or inside of the parentheses, we have an x squared minus 4, and check this out. The 4 is a perfect square. That can be rewritten as 2 to the second power. It's the problem that we did for example number 1. So let's go ahead and apply the special factorization. A squared minus b squared will equal a plus b multiplied by a minus b. So let's just do the outlining just for fun here. X squared minus 2 squared is going to equal x plus 2 multiplied by x minus 2. So the final factorization of the entire problem is going to be 2 multiplied by the x plus 2, x minus 2. I want to go over one final example, example number 4. Here we have 81x squared minus 49. After looking at this problem for a few seconds, we should be able to realize that the 81 and the 49 are both perfect squares. 9 times 9 gives us 81, and 7 times 7 gives us 49. So let's go ahead and rewrite this expression as 9 raised to the second power multiplied by x raised to the second power minus 7 raised to the second power. Now, we don't have the difference of squares form just yet, but we can be clever and rewrite this left-hand side as 9x all raised to the second power. So here, just applying our rules of exponents allow us to use the algebra to rewrite this as 9x all raised to the second power. And we can see that now we have the difference of squares form. We have the form a minus b, or a squared minus b squared equals a plus b, a minus b. So using this as an outline, we can see that we are going to factor this out as 9x plus 7 multiplied by 9x minus 7. I want to leave you with a few you-try examples. And if you found this video helpful, please do give it a like. Also, if you haven't already, subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to be notified when I drop new content. Solutions are going to be coming in 3, 2, 1. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.